Hi all, my name's Stephen. I'm a former very heavy drinker, an alcoholic I suppose, but recovered, but recovering. I just want to take you through where I was 5 years ago, a typical day. It's a typical day, typical Saturday, should we say. Every day was the same actually, but a typical Saturday 5 years ago. I was struggling to get out of bed obviously. I was so weak. I'm 6'3" and I went down to about 9, 10 stone. Wasn't eating properly, so I'd wake up very restless, very anxious, very depressed, just down all the time. Eventually, I think, well, I've got to get out of bed at some point. I couldn't get out of bed, so I used to have a little glass of cider or something next to the bed. I'd sip on that for a little while, and to get myself upright. The whole process would take me an hour or two, just to get up and get sorted. By that time, my bathroom was pretty much in a massive state of neglect. But I did have some running water, so I managed to have a wash. Um, by this time, it was about midday. So I'd open the blinds and then just sit, stare out the window really, with more cans of beer. But I knew how to get a supply. I knew how to get out of the flat at some point, and hopefully try and get something to eat for that day. But I did have things delivered. I never ate the meals I got delivered, to be fair. So I'd sit for 3 or 4 hours, staring out the window, thinking, "Well, this is my life. I'm trapped. Desperate, desperate situation. Absolutely desperate." Then I'd ring up the local taxi firm and get a taxi down to the pub. I'd see my other drinking friends, a lot of which, whom were in the same situation as I was, to be fair. Just chat by the drink, that's all I ever did. And I've got a friend who just goes, I used to go from his house to the pub every day for 10 years. It was unwell, very unwell at the moment. I've lost a lot of friends through alcohol misuse. And anyway, I managed to get a taxi down there. All the taxi drivers knew me. I never caused any problem, always paid. Wasn't a problem with that. They became my friends in the end. Get down to the pub, stagger in there, sit down. I couldn't stand at the bar, I was too weak. So I used to get drinks delivered to the table. It's a quite well-known pub chain who do that. However, or somebody would go to the bar, just give them the cash, and they'd go to the cash bench for me, all that sort of kind. Because people will help you when you're in a mess with drinking, as long as they're drinking as well. So they're not real friends. Some aren't really friends. They're just drinking buddies, really. I'm drinking associates, who I say. Have a few drinks, try and get something to eat. Maybe order a bar meal. It's always a pizza or something. Something salty and horrible. But I'm never going to eat the whole lot. I'm just trying to get some sort of food, some sort of nutrition. So I stay there all night with nothing else to do. I couldn't do anything else. Then eventually I get a taxi back into the apartment, put some TV on, watch some nonsense on television, still drinking and drinking until I sort of would make myself go to sleep, and somebody used to fall asleep on the settee and all this sort of business. It was a total mess. My life was in such a mess. To the point where I became ill and I had to eventually go to hospital. But there's other videos on the channel about that. It's a horrific thing, this alcohol problem. But I'll just interject here with a little story. I got my haircut yesterday. Hairdresser said, "Oh, what are you doing these days?" I said, "Well, I've got this YouTube channel going on, trying to help people who've got alcohol problems." Two of her partners had died of alcohol disease. One just 2 years ago, who'd been told to stop, otherwise he'd die. He couldn't stop, had the usual symptoms, I suppose, jaundice, liver failure, and he passed away. Now, I bet there's not many people on here who don't know somebody or a family who've been affected by alcohol, who's either died of it too early in life, or been affected in some way, whether through drink drive or violence-related crimes through drink, all that sort of thing. Just ponder on that for a minute. It's so widespread, this problem. Not many people know a heroin addict, but a lot of people know somebody with a drink problem. And drug addicts get a lot more, publicity, should we say. I don't mean to use that word, but the drinking problem has overtaken the drunk problem massively. It's always been there, really. I think it's getting more publicity because there's so many people dying of it and the complications of alcohol, So that was my day. It was a nightmare. Trapped, depressed, anxious, losing weight, no strength. Mind was just wandering all the time. Today I got up early. I had a nice breakfast, got a tea, got a coffee, went to the gym, did a little walking about, got some nice food, put a couple of beauty treatments for myself and my girlfriend, something else I've never ever had, but I'm sure it'll be good. Then I wandered about, did a few little errands I needed to do, I got lunch, and then I did pop into the pub. You always pop in and see what's left of the group that were there, because a couple have passed away, somebody else had a stroke recently, he's not very well at all. These are all people of my age and younger. Who have all been affected and are getting more affected as they get older. It's easy enough to bounce back when you're 20s and 30s. When you get to 50 odd, it's not that easy. That's when the medical issues creep in. From then, I had a couple of drinks with them, left them in the drunken, sort of half drunken, argumentative state about politics, and then came back. I got some lovely food to make tonight. I feel great. What I'm trying to push across here is when you feel tempted to have that drink, just that one drink, because that's the one that's going to kill you. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that'll take you from 1 to 2 to 10 to 1,000. When you feel tempted, just think about all the times you've had, the people that you know who've died of this, the people you've seen on TV who've died, the stars that have died of it, the people who are millionaires who've died of it, because it doesn't have any, it doesn't discriminate where you're from. People have got this view of the alcoholic on the park bench, or it's not that it's Mr. and Mrs. every day. It's your solicitor, your doctor, your nurse, your fireman, the road sweeper, the gardener. You know, it can take anybody. It will take 25 to 30 years of your life if you let it, because it will control you. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing, alcohol, and nobody's addressing it. It cost £27 billion last year in the UK to sort out the mess of alcohol. That money could have been put to better use, with a little bit more education. There's lots of things that can be done, but I'm not going to go into that in the moment. It's too sort of high level at the moment to go into that. What I'm trying to say to you is, get off the booze, improve your life, and you'll love yourself again, love those around you again. Everything will be better. So if you want to get sober, if you want some tips and hints to get sober, then subscribe to the channel. There's always videos coming out. As I said before, I'm not a medic, but I've been through most situations, most bad situations that alcohol will get you into, because it doesn't do anything good for you. There's no benefit from drinking alcohol. If you can think of one, then please drop me a comment, because I can't think of any. Anyway, I'll speak to you all soon.